protein in milk upsets a lot of babies because their enzymes in their tummy is just not made out to digest those things. And it usually goes away, and you always want to keep some of it in your diet so that way, went a little overboard this weekend. But it keeps the enzyme introduced to his body so that way he doesn't develop an allergic reaction, which he doesn't. He doesn't have hives, doesn't have that stuff. However, at 2 a.m., felt like at 2 o'clock, it was like clockwork. At 2 a.m., and 5 p.m., 2 a.m. Those were his times.
5 p.m.?
It was like usually when you were home from work.
Yeah.
That he would flip out.
Yeah, that's right.
It was like 6 whenever you were out of the shower.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So it'd be like 6 p.m. and 2 a.m. And there were lots of 2 a.m.s for the first month. And it was probably like after the first month that all of this started happening. And
this isn't your, like, she's not including the wake up feeding times that are normal and relaxed and whatever.
Yeah. Because there was throughout the day where
this is like waking up hysterical.
Yeah, like he would wake up screaming. Like
literally.
There was no fussiness. It didn't start out calm.
It's like, oh, he's getting fussy.
It was just straight up screaming. And he would do that all throughout the night, anytime I was getting up. So eventually I would just start staying in his room with him, and sleeping in that chair. But there was one night, I think it was like, I don't know, a month and a half into having him. And I think you had heard him crying for a while. He was crying for at least an hour and a half at this point. Like consistent crying. And I sat him down in his crib and I curled up on the chair and I started crying, just staring at him because I was like, what do I do? Like, there's nothing I can do. I can't do anything for him. Like, he's just fucking mad. And then I went back and picked him up, consoled myself. And then you came in the room and you were like, let me take him for a minute. And you did take him for a minute. And it was like the most relaxing 2 minutes of my life because I was like, I have to get away from him. Like I don't know. I love him, but I need to go fucking sit somewhere where he is not around. And
well, you get like a baby fatigue where he's constantly screaming in your ear. It's like, oh, okay, I need to go sit down someplace quiet.
Mm-hmm. And there was one day where Marty came home and I was frazzled for sure. He had been crying all day. I looked like a wreck. I don't think I had changed out of my pajamas that day. The house was a mess. Everything was just a mess. And I was just over it. I was so tired. I wanted to cry.
Poor babe.
I was so exhausted, and I did cry. I cried a lot. But I think that's also, I mean, I never, ever want to go through that again. Ever. It was awful. It was awful. Like, I know the second time around.
And I would say he's probably a median experience.
Exactly.
Compared to the spectrum of what you can get.
Exactly.
And, it's a roll of the dice. You don't know.
No. And I mean, we're good. I'm good.
He's perfect.
He's good.
It's awesome.
Why do I got to mess with it? I don't need to mess with it. I have no desire to mess with it. But yeah, there was definitely the first, I think at 2 months, anytime anyone would ask us like, oh, how is it? How's being a parent? I'd be like, I wish this on no one. And I do. I don't.
This is a hell.
What? There were so many times, I look back now, there's so many times where I was like, I wish this absolutely on nobody. And I don't know how many people I told that to. That
okay.
And then one day I cried in front of the wrong people and very genuinely sweet. And all of a sudden everyone thought I was postpartum depression, which I knew I wasn't.
No.
But you were sick. He was sick. I was feeling sick. And he was crying. And I didn't have you to help me that weekend. And that's what broke me. Was because usually on the weekend, you will really take the load off. so I can be normal.
Did we talk about the sick? I can't even remember.
No, we didn't talk about that.
Was I sick before then? Our last podcast?
Yes. That was the podcast. Well, no.
I don't remember.
You were sick before the continuation of the last one.
Yeah.
So you'd already been sick. We've already gone through that.
Okay.
Because that's when I got my hair done. And I thought I was going to have a day of me. And then I came home and you were dying and couldn't take care of our son. And I was mad at you. And I just wanted a day of me, but did not get that day of me.
Yeah. I tried to tough it out. It was like, obviously, Wednesday I wasn't feeling great. Thursday was worse. And then by Friday I was like, I am fucking sick. And then I came home and
then Saturday he was trying to bounce our son and ran out of breath and had to set him down. And that's when I got really mad at him because he didn't have his inhaler and he wasn't going to the doctor.
Yeah, that was rough.
He wasn't fucking figuring out what was going on with him. And mom was dealing with a screaming child. So not only am I trying to keep me okay, I was trying to keep our baby okay. And then I had to worry about your sorry ass. And and that's when I really lost my shit and cried. I fucking let it loose. But then I also that night, I think it was that Saturday, I was tired and I cried and I breastfed him and cried at the same time. And then, and I was like, I'm not doing the dishes. I'm not going to vacuum. Right now, it's make sure he's good because he started running a fever. And make sure you're good. Make sure I'm good. The most important thing is sleep. And if everyone's good, and everyone gets back to health, the faster life can continue on. And I still, and that was the thing too, is that even when I would cry with him in his room, I would still laugh. Like I'd never found it hard to laugh at stuff. You know what I mean? Like I never fucking had that. It's just when you're a mom, you get fucking overwhelmed.
It's a lot to, I mean.
And it's normal. Like
it's totally normal.
Normalize the feeling overwhelmed without being postpartum.
People go camping for a long time who lose sleep, start crying.
Yeah.
And that's just camping. I mean, Jesus.
Exactly. Add a screaming baby into that.
Yeah, and sick people and responsibilities and
yeah. And now he's gotten a lot better. We're reaching 4 months. And he now, when he's about to get fussy, starts kicking his legs in the air and arching his back. And then you have about 5 minutes to console him before he starts screaming.
Yeah. So figure it out.
Yeah, he gives you a good warning on what's about to what's
either
happening.
Have cats, I'm hungry, or I'm tired.
So tired. Definitely. I mean, you pick up on those cues. Every baby's different too. That's another thing. Do what works for you and your family.
Yep.
I mean, I've looked at a lot of medical research that you cannot spoil baby at all by picking them up.
Yeah.
If your baby's crying, it's crying because it needs you.
There's only detriments in not giving enough attention.
Exactly. And it's good because if your baby is upset by not getting enough attention, that's a good thing. It's a good thing because the baby knows that, because like he gets bored. Mm-hmm. Like I can see it audibly in his face.
Yeah, he's just like,
when he's bored, I'm like, he needs a change of environment. He'll be fine. He's down to sit while I'm doing laundry, but he needs something to interact with. He needs to be doing tummy time or staring at those toys that dingle down at him and he can grab them. He needs something.
Yeah, or he's fake talking with you.
Yeah, he'll fake talk with me and I have to respond back if I don't respond to him. So if your baby does have those things, though, that means he's very aware of his surroundings and he's very interactive, which is good. Your baby's smart. But yeah, babies are work, man. He's going to be work for a long time.
A long time.
And my dogs aren't going to die until well after he's moved out of the house. I love my dogs. I do. I feel it sucks. I never wanted to be that person that didn't love their dog as much as they did before baby.
They're just a pain sometimes.
They're fucking
just
assholes.
Just a pain.
Assholes. But yeah, being a parent's hard. It's definitely a life-changing experience. It's fun. You get to see this little person that you created, and you fall in love with them so much. It's crazy. I can't put it into words how much I love that little person. But
it is crazy.
And we both parent different too.
That's true.
We parent together for sure. Obviously,
there's a big overlap for sure.
But we do have our differences, and that's the other thing that's really important. I had to be able to let Marty change a diaper the way he changes a diaper, which usually ends up with pee everywhere, but that's fine.
That's not true. That is not true. Because guess what? It happens to you too, bitch.
Not that much, though. It happens to you.
Not that much.
It happens every Saturday morning.
That's not true.
When I have you do the first one.
You don't even hear the other times I do it, and it comes out flawless. You only focus on when it doesn't come out. Do I rub it in when he shits in your face? Do I rub it in when he pisses on you?
You do now, yeah.
Remember? I can't believe you would do that right now. On the fucking podcast. You got a lot of nerve.
It's great,
got
though.
A lot of nerve.
No, I like it. It's funny because you always have a good time with it. Like, because that's the thing. I do love that neither one of us shame him necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, some parents are like, oh, fuck, he pissed. Or, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, he thinks it's funny.
People get mad.
He thinks it's hilarious.
But when it happens, I'm always like, oh. And, like, we have, like, a very weird reaction to it where we're not disgruntled in any way.
No, it's an excited disaster.
Yeah, it's an excited disaster. And I think...
like, oh no, it's happening! It's happening!
and now he laughs when it does happen. So usually I try to shake his legs. Like, I'll bend his legs up to his nose. I play the, these are your toes, these are your hands, touch your nose.
Yeah.
And so I do that. And then usually if you bend him, he'll pee. And that's the preventive measure that I take to it. But I think because both of us do get excited... he thinks it's funny now.
Yeah.
And so when he does do it, he's always like, ah.
Oh, yesterday morning, it was
cracks
like
me up.
He peed, he pooped. And then it was like, he probably needs to be changed. And I was like, all right, I'll do that. And you're like, I'll do whatever the fuck you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was going to make us coffee.
Yeah, whatever.
Mother effer.
She's like, I'm going to go text and smoke cigarettes. I'm going to go do meth with my friends. I'll be right back.
I'm going to go strap.
And then...
BRB. Saturday morning.
And I'm like, all right. There was just like, my gut was like, I don't know if he's done. And I was like, nah, he already peed. He already pooped. It's all good. And I do the peak thing. I don't just do it willy-nilly. I do all the things. I blow a little air on his wee-wee.
I feel like both of us are always so scared. Like,
and I'm like, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And I clean. Everything's done.
Yeah.
Is immediately, as soon as I'm in the transition, the other diaper's out, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
He's cleaned up the dirty diapers.
All you got to do is slip the other diaper underneath and package them up.
There's literally a 2.2 second exchange,
and that's when he pees,
and he goes tss, and I was like, oh, and I caught it with the other diaper. I was like, haha, almost got me, son of a bitch. And I covered it up, and I was like, ooh, I got it. I was feeling good about myself. And I felt him pee. It wasn't a long pee, but it was a decent pee.
Yeah,
should be done, right? Pull it off, go to do the other one. Immediately other stream. I'm like, where did that come from? I cover it up with my hand and a wipe. There's pee everywhere.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It just like flows on the sides of them and then gets underneath and everything's wet.
And I'm like, okay, I can deal with pee. I'm going to clean you up. I moved my hand and I like, okay, I don't want to get the new diaper dirty. Let's clean all this stuff. Oh, you're shitting. You're shitting right now. You're shitting everywhere right now. Yeah. Where did this come from? You were done shitting. It's not like
a normal shit.
He's spraying butter curry everywhere. It's like, oh my God. I'm glad.
There's that one morning where I was like putting the new diaper underneath him. He was already oiled up, he was ready to be packaged up, done. And I stick the other one under there, and then I go to fold it, and right as like it's open, shit everywhere. It was on my sleeve.